So I would maybe first want to pass the floor to our colleagues and friends in ETSI and ask Xavier for his impressions and his conclusions and looking forward to the further cooperation. And then after Xavier, pass the floor to KC.
Thank you, Tony. Yeah, first I want to again convey the apologies of Adrian, who could not make it until that time, and I'm speaking here on his behalf to really thank the participants for the very rich content that we have seen today. I think it's been very interesting to see how much data is at the core of all these challenges that we face for smart cities, challenges that are indeed also opportunities for getting systems smarter and smarter, more efficient, more sustainable, more energy efficient. I mean, it's really a vast source of opportunities for making better systems that ultimately serve the citizens. I'd like to come back to the very initial words of Casey, where he mentioned the very nice use of the DNA acronym with data, network, and AI. And I mean, we have a very, very good cooperation so far with the colleagues of TTA in the context of 3GPP and 1M2M. We've done tremendous work and very good success for 3GPP for the networks part, but for the D of data and the A of AI, I mean, there is still a lot of room for cooperation, and today's presentations, in my opinion, show how important it is to cooperate on the really on the topic of data as far as smart cities are concerned. I also noted that there is on the European side, I mean, there has been already a lot of work on to enable and improve data interoperability I mean, with the use of dedicated ontologies. There is a similar work in Korea, which was pointed out by Katie today, and the work on a smart city ontology seems to be really something that could be a very concrete follow-up for a cooperation between Europe and Korea, especially as we have between ETSI and TTA an existing partnership agreement that basically foresees all of these possibilities to have either joint groups or joint deliverables, and we know on which topics to work. So this would be a very concrete proposal on my side, and this will then help us to really move from this, as the person from Kaya was mentioning, this data in silos to hopefully wisdom of systems, and really we will be able to extract the maximum value from data, while at the same time not constraining data, I mean, in the way it flows, in the way it can be understood by other systems. So it's all very beneficial. One last thing I would like to mention is that also at the end of the year, we will have our usual IoT week in ETSI in October. And this is also an excellent opportunity to welcome Korean speakers and to explore even further these cooperation and see maybe where we are and what we have done in the meantime. Thank you very much.
KC, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Casey. I would like to express my sincere thanks to all speakers and panelists, participants for joining this precious workshop. All the time, I feel that the 3 hours for 11 speakers is very too short to discuss broad the issues. And I already, the Xavier said that TTA and ETSI, we are continue to cooperate between the various area, and we will continue to some common topics. Especially I heard that this year will be a final year of the InDiCo, but I believe it is necessary to keep this kind of collaboration platform to share experience and knowledge of both the region for developing smart city based on standards and other standards. And when it comes to the subject of the workshop, it was very productive and beneficial. I think that the key message is securing data-driven and interoperability through the standardization. As you know, the smart city is the system of system. I think that the standardization and the R&D program is still undergoing. But there are many standards and many products in the world. We cooperated to narrow down to the interoperability. Personally, I'm very impressed on the local digital twin and minimum interoperability mechanism approach of living in EU by Olavi. Many speakers said that the IQT Study Group 20 chair, actually in March, the Study Group 20 chair elected by the Korean Dr. Hyung-Jun Kim. And actually, to be tell the truth, I am the chair of the Korean IQT committee. So I will try to contact him, and then to Study Group 20 will impact your local digital twins to the standardized. I think the very important issue in the smart city platform. Another very important issue, impressive the term is that the Internet of Food and Area. Presented by Emilio, is in Korea also we developed some smartphone standardization, but it's very difficult to implement the standardization because the farmer is very lower income and they have no power to buy the some IoT system. Anyway, I will try to do my best to cooperate EU expert and the Korean expert in the study group 20, and then 1M, 2M, and 3GPP, something like that. Anyway, I believe that I think I impressed them that 3C is very important between EU and Korea. That is the quote by the ETSI director. That is the cooperation, communication, or coordination to move forward with the sustainable smart city. I wish our cooperation and endeavor continue through all of you and ICT experts both sides. Wishing you all the best and the safe. I'm looking forward to meet you again at the next opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Casey, and thank you very much also, Xavier, for preparing the ground and facilitating these concluding remarks on my side, on the side of the European Commission, DG Connect. I mean, first, maybe on substance, I think it's clear that our cooperation with Korea is in the digital sphere is very active, it's very deep, it's long-standing, and I think clearly today, as the previous workshops which we have organized with the support of InDiCo have demonstrated, cooperation on standardization, but also not just standardization, but also the related policies. And today we saw very much how, you know, standards is an integral part, cooperation on standards is an integral part of our policies for digital, for smart cities, for IoT, but we saw it on other occasions for 5G and beyond 5G. And for cybersecurity and on EID. So standardization is an integral part of our policies. You know, we have regulatory approaches, we have vision building, we do research, we work on innovation, and all of that ultimately is brought in the work which we do on standardization. And that's true for the European Union, it's true for Korea. We carry the same values in doing that, namely, we want to go global for global interoperable solutions with high levels of protection of personal data, avoiding lock-in systems, fostering competition, fostering innovation, fostering the participation of stakeholders, fostering the participation of small and medium-sized enterprises, of other stakeholder groups such as consumers, and ultimately to the benefit of our citizens, of our companies, as we saw through these many, many interesting use cases today. So cooperation on standardization, I think, has to be a very important part, continue being a very important part of our cooperation with Korea. We, as our representative of the delegation of the EU in Korea said this morning, we are working on a so-called digital partnership with Korea, which is a new instrument of cooperation, which we have, as European Union, have proposed to our partners with whom we share these values. And so I think today's work showed that cooperation on standardization, on smart cities should have an important place in that, in the preparation of that partnership. Secondly, I think we heard, so that's for the cooperation between public administrations, governments on both sides, but we also heard second conclusion that the cooperation between our standardization bodies, between TTA and between ETSI, is also very long-standing, covers several decennia. It's very deep, it's very profound, it's very, again, you also clearly share the same values, the same working methods. And I think both Xavier and KC identified a series of very operational areas where this cooperation could go further. We heard others for both the public administration and the private side and the standard setting bodies in suggestions in the panel, which Stefan was moderating, chairing. So that's a lot of pistes de réflexion, as we say in the European Union, areas to think about, material stuff for brainstorming and areas for further cooperation. So I think a lot of that was identified. Another very practical invitation from our side is to join, as we heard from Olavi Lutonen, to join our platform Living in EU. That's open, and we invite as many interested parties in Korea to join this. Then the last word, it is indeed correct, as KC said, that the InDiCo project the current phase of the InDiCo project will come to an end at the end of May. The cooperation with Korea has been very intense in here. We are thinking about ways to continuing this. This is still in gestation, in preparation. We will let you know. I think it's important irrespective of the facilitation that was possible through InDiCo, that we continue staying in touch. I'm sure we will, but let's do it in an organized way. Let's say to ourselves, okay, in 6 months' time, we just do an informal video call amongst TTA, ETSI, ourselves, and our counterparts in the Korean administration to discuss about cooperation on standardization in an informal ways. Just keep in touch. These would be my my sort of operational conclusions, the takeaways which I have. I would like, secondly, then to say a very, very big sorry, because we ran over time. So it's getting very late in Korea. It's getting very late even further to the east. Some of our colleagues are in Japan. So my apologies for that. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you to all the participants who stayed with us. But a very, very, very big thank you, of course, to all those who presented. We had some excellent presentations, some excellent panels. It was very challenging to have as many in such a short time. You all managed to stick to the time. It was me who didn't, who overrun. I'm sorry for that. I'd like to thank very much, of course, TTA and ETSI for their active cooperation and the preparation in this. I'd like to also thank our colleagues in the Korean administration, the Korean government, for their participation and support and help in the preparation of this. I would like to thank very much my colleagues in DG Connect, who are present, who participated, who prepared very actively. My colleagues in the delegation in Tokyo, Stefan and his colleagues, and of course, the colleagues in the delegation in Seoul, and Christophe in particular. Last but not least, I would want to thank the organizers in the InDiCo team, Michael, Xavier, also with that hat on. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody. Again, my apologies for running late, and I wish you a very nice evening in Seoul and in Tokyo and wherever you're situated in Korea or in Asia. And a very nice afternoon to our colleagues in Europe and in the Middle East, because I saw we have also some participants from there. So thank you again, and let's continue this good work. There will be many other opportunities to take it forward. Thank you so much.